Wow. So, this video is not like any of my other ones. It is just one of those I needed to get something out because I am too riled up. It's the middle of the day. My son, Josiah, is riding his bike to school to take one of those AP tests. It's just one of those things. It's not a normal day that he would be going into school, so he's riding his bike later than normal. I go about my work day. I'm in meetings, doing my thing, and my wife is at home. She screams coming down the stairs, screaming my name. Josiah was just hit by a car, and the police are on the phone. They just called. I had gotten a call from a strange 269 number that didn't register with anything, and I figured they'd just leave a message. I didn't even answer the phone. It was in the middle of the meeting, so they round robin. They called her. Wow. I couldn't even figure out how to exit the meeting. I gotta go. I stood up. I walked out of the room. I had my keys clipped to my belt, jumped in my car. She told me the cross streets where he was and that he was with the police, and I just drove, and I tried to do it as safely as I could because I was in that mode, and I just needed to see him. And I get there. I don't break any laws. I managed to catch lights, and I get there. I parked the car in a weird spot, just like pretty much on the sidewalk, because at this point I didn't want to block traffic, but I just needed to get out of the car. And there's two police officers there, and there's flashing lights, and it looks like there's two paramedics there with them, and he's just sitting there and he's just talking to him, and I didn't realize he's on the phone with my wife because she just doesn't want him to be off the phone. And all of the feels, all of the emotions. Is he okay? What happened? Somebody mentioned the bike, and if I'm got my editing skills, I'll show you the picture of the bike, and I don't care about the bike. Where is my... Whew. I kneel next to him, I hold him, it's just one of those things. They're explaining to me that there's no he's not really injured. They're explaining to me that the driver was making a right turn. He was coming across. Josiah was in the crosswalk on the sidewalk. The driver made a right turn into him, so he wasn't even going at any good speed. The bike front wheel got bent up, as you can see, and he went on top of the car and kind of hurt his foot and hit his knee and his foot as he went onto the car and kind of rolled off. The driver waited, called the police, stayed with them, kind of thing, called the ambulance and everything. I didn't actually end up meeting the guy. I could probably place him, but I was just too, what's going on? And he's apologizing and everything, and everything's going on, and it was just a lot of crazy noise right there. But Josiah's fine. He's home. He's walking with a slight limp. We know he's going to feel it tomorrow because, you kind of get hit by a car, you're going to feel it, but it doesn't look like anything's broken, so we're just kind of watching. We're going to make sure he's okay. Yeah, it was wild. I did come home and I did see that the meeting was still going on. They were nice enough to mute my mic for me, and they continued on in the meeting. I kind of sat there and was still just kind of, I guess, shaking off the adrenaline, the stress. It just kind of, and so I'm still in that stage now, and I'm still just, so this is what this is about. I'm just getting it out. I went through all of those emotions there. One thing that kind of agitated me though is, you go for the, you just want to make sure they're okay, and then you immediately want to slap them, because then I realized he's not wearing his helmet. His helmet's in his bedroom, and then it's like you start thinking about all the things that could have, and now we're definitely going going to be making sure helmets are on. And so we take today as a learning day. We learned. we learned some things and stop focusing on what could have and focus on what did and what we can take forward from it and what we can go forward with from it, and counting those blessings and hug your people. That's the thing. Hug your people. Find your people, hug them. I'll see you in the next one. Hug your people.